and you're engaged, but you're actually not married, and you're still living in the same house, but you are sleeping in the same bed with her. So imagine agents came in and arrested you last week.
Well, we could just say we're roommates.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't matter.
Same bed
it's
with
just
her.
the fact that you're in the same house.
You know,
living together,
cohabiting.
When they stopped enforcing that law, I checked. I went back into a trance and I checked it out, and it was probably about. You say it was 148. It was 28 years after it became law, and what happened is all the fathers who had been enforcing it decided that they were going to give up on enforcing it because their daughters were going to sleep with whoever they wanted to. And when the fathers didn't enforce it, the police didn't want the law to do it, so they just overlooked the law.
So let's do the math on this. It was a law 148 years ago, and they stopped enforcing it 28 years after the law was introduced. So by all rights and standards, you were only like 48 when the law got stopped being enforced, right?
I don't remember.
But you were pretty old when the law 120 years ago.
Well, I never had a problem.
So let me ask you this: do you guys praise Rick Scott for amending this law?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I think
I think what you and the pretty one are doing is horrible. I think it's horrible. You should live here in the studio.
Yeah, I think it's simple.
Those Puritan ideas is what's made a lot of people screwed up, Jay.
All right.
I think the message here is that there are a lot of bad laws on the book, and the fact that the citizens allow them to stay there because they aren't being enforced allows them to enforce a lot of shitty laws that shouldn't be there whenever they decide they want to do it.
So Pops,
it's like, I don't need a driver's license to drive.
Listen, Pops, let me ask you this then. So now if you're going to start saying that people can cohabitate where you just have a man and a woman living together, what's going to happen next? What is this country coming to? Maybe like we're going to start killing unborn fetuses. I don't know, we'll call it abortion or something, pretty like that. But or maybe say that homosexuals can become a husband and wife now that we're letting,
or husband and husband,
wife and wife. Right. I mean, who knows if we start letting a man and a woman live together.
What's next?
Without marriage, what's next?
A dog and a cat living together?
Are you being serious?
Dogs and cats.
You're actually being
what if a man wants to marry a man?
Work with 10 marriage
partners. You're being actually sincere right now,
helping suckers get married.
Absolutely.
So what about your son?
Well, hold on. Before we get into...
he's living a life of sin.
Yeah.
It should not...
in your household, you should be the one guilty.
I'm going to hell because of him.
What about this? What about a dogfish in the same live well with a catfish?
What about a mudcat in the same freaking aquarium with a freaking goldfish?
Yeah. I mean,
mudcat
where does it end?
Goldfish. I mean...
I'll tell you something, man. There was a woman...
Mudcat. I want your serious opinion. I mean, if a man...
My serious opinion is I think it's absolutely absurd if you think that it is legitimately wrong for an unmarried man and woman to live with each other. Take a good one.
All right, but listen, what is that leading our country towards? You know what's next?
It's not leading our country towards anything. Dude.
Mudcat, you know what's next? What's next is a man and a man are going to get married.
That's not.
And a woman and a woman. This is what it's leading to. If you take Rick Scott's, next thing you know, there's going to be abortion. There's going to be a whole social network where people can just sit at home and get checks to pay for their housing, their food, and everything else. I mean, who knows where this is leading, man? Seriously, what are you two doing over there? I'm trying to have a seriously...
I think that you're being absolutely ridiculous right now, dude.
Well, okay. You know what? And there's somebody else that thinks that this is absolutely ridiculous. And this is a woman at a Starbucks today or yesterday here in Florida. And of all people to go get their coffee that day was Governor Rick Scott. And this is a video that everybody can see right here on the monitor. And it's Governor Rick Scott of the state of Florida. at a Starbucks, simply just grabbing himself some coffee, right? And this woman sees him and flips out on him. And I've got the audio and video right here. You ready? Check this out. Here we go. Ready?
It doesn't work. In fact, you cut Medicaid, so I couldn't get Obamacare. You're an asshole. You don't care about working people. I'm not talking to you. You don't care about working people. You should be ashamed to show your face around here.
A million jobs.
A million jobs? Great. Who here has a great job?
You should.
Or is looking forward to finishing school? You really feel like you have a job coming up? You stripped women of access to public health care. Shame on you, Rick Scott. We depend on those services. Rich people like you don't know what to do. When poor people like us need health services, you cut them. Shame on you, Rick Scott. You're an embarrassment to our state.
Wow. All because men and women can now live together.
I don't think that was what she was saying.
I'm pretty sure it was.
She didn't say anything about it.
Yeah,
she's
that's
like,
pretty
now
much
that
what it
I can
was.
shack up with a man, I'm going to get pregnant, and you just allowed me to shack up with a man without being married, but yet you're trying to take away my abortion privileges.
You want an old man's opinion on this subject?
Probably not, but I think it's coming.
Well, if you want it, I won't.
No, go ahead, give it to us, man. Of course we want your opinion.
You know what's a much bigger...
That was a great...
You know what's a much bigger sin than a man and a woman cohabitating without a marriage license?
A dogfish and a catfish?
Is a man and a woman cohabitating with a marriage license just because they can't afford a goddamn divorce. The poor bastards are hooked because of that piece of paper. And they're hooked. And they're living in hell and sin because they hate each other, but they can't afford a divorce. Somebody's going to get nailed.
There's another ambulance
No,
outside.
you know what? I agree with you to a point there, Pop, but I'm just saying, this whole thing with Rick Scott where a man and a woman can cohabitate together under no guise of the Lord or the wedding lock and the band that secures them together is a bad idea because it's just creating for mutiny. Mutiny in the streets. I mean, people need...
We've got breaking news, bro.
Oh.
I mean, this is the news segment. There's a fire reported at the Amphitheater nightclub in Ybor City in Tampa.
No way.
Yep, and it doesn't look good, man. It happened earlier tonight. Right there on 7th Avenue.
There was a
Firefighters.
concert going on there.
This is updated at 10:05 p.m., so it was just a little while ago. Firefighters are responding to a fire at the Amphitheater nightclub located at 1609 East 7th Avenue in Ybor City. Firefighters believe the fire started on the roof. The roof is on fire!
That's horrible, dude.
Tampa police have blocked off 7th Avenue East between 15th Street North and 17th Street North. Pedestrians in the area were evacuated. An employee at Hamburger Mary's, located across the street from the amphitheater, not to be confused with Cheeseburger Larry's, said police told them to get patrons off the balcony facing 7th Avenue just in case there were any explosions. There are no reported injuries, so that's cool. There's another news bite that I wanted to talk about today that happened in Florida. Excuse me. There was 87 animals taken from a home. 87 animals were taken from a home today. Can you guess what city in Florida these 87 animals were taken from today?
Lakeland.
Newport Richie.
Newport Richie is correct. My man, Catboy, got it, dude. There you go.
Fucking mudcat, man.
Almost 90 animals were pulled out of a Pasco County home, overrun with cats and dogs, and piled with filth. County officials say homeowner Patricia Abiziz surrendered the 41 dogs and 46 cats, who were all in good to fair health. She lived in the home with the animals and one other human occupant. Her name was Sydney Strobeck. 4 years ago, I was homeless, said Strobeck. Abiziz gave me a place to stay and was supposed to pay me $100 a month to watch her animals. And guess what, guys? That's not a house. That's a single-wide trailer, dude, with 87 animals, dude.
You know, A house trailer can be a house.
A trailer can be a house, but that's like a 400 square foot structure, dude, with 87 animals in it. That's ridiculous, man. She added that when she moved into the home, there was only about 5 cats and 5 dogs, but as the years passed, that number just kept climbing. They just kept inbreeding and expanding. Photos of the interior of the house show feces and puppy pads all over the floor. Animal services say that both Abby Zies and Strobeck were cited for animal cruelty. As for the animals themselves, they were taken to Pasco County Animal Service and to the Suncoast Animal League. Some have already found new homes, while the rest will be waiting for future owners. Quote, we're getting them all vaccinated, getting them sterilized, and then we're offering them up for adoption, said Animal Services manager Mike Shumate. So if you're looking for an inbred cat or dog, definitely hit him up. You know,
I'd like to say what a bunch of bullshit I think that is. That woman, these people had all the rights to have as many pets. It was their house, I
don't know about that many, dude. That's almost 100.
So what, man? So what? I love cats. Look at my Facebook site.
Yeah, do you love 47 cats in your in your living room, dude?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a lot of animals,
but
dude.
who cares? Who are you to say how many cats I can love
because
at
you
one
can't
time?
you can't physically facilitate that many animals in good health, dude. Even it says that they were in good health.
Why can't I? Why?
Because they're poop and pee everywhere, dude.
So I'm a good pooper and cleaner upper peer man guy.
I don't think you are, dude. I don't think you're that good.
Well, listen, I don't think it's the government's right to come in and tell me how many animals I can own in my 400 square foot mobile home. If I want to have 86 pets,
maybe Governor Scott should come up with a new law that abolishes how many animals you're allowed to have.
Jay is talking from his heart. If PETA or Humane Society or all of them checked me out, Jay would be arrested for animal cruelty. If I was a horse, he'd have to have me shot.
Absolutely.
If I was a dog, he'd have to have me shot.
Hey, listen, I'd rather look after 86 cats and dogs than Pops, man. I mean, come on.
How about this one? In Stockton, California, Stockton police say that 2 men stabbed each other in a fight that began after one of them defecated on the other's lawn.
Oh, absolutely a killable offense.
Defecation on lawn leads to double stabbing in California.
Yeah.
The Stockton Record reports officers arrested 18-year-old Lenale Shaw for
guilty
for assault.
We were telling the kids to go and shit in the sack and light it on fire and then run around the back.
Jay was saying that, not us. Listen.
That was Mudcat. I had nothing to do with that.
The Stockton Record reports that officers arrested 18-year-old Lenale Shaw for assault with a deadly weapon. Now, is that deadly weapon his poop or is it the knife? It says police say the fight Sunday evening began after the unidentified victim defecated on Shaw's lawn and he began chasing him with a large kitchen knife. They say the man fell and Shaw jumped on top of him and began stabbing him in the head. Whoa. Police say Shaw dropped the knife during the struggle and the victim was able to grab it and stab him in the neck.
Nice.
Hey guys, we elect 535 assholes in Congress and 100 guys in the Senate. And all these assholes do is make laws, new laws.
Hey, Pops, what a way to interrupt the whole freaking story right there, man.
If they
you win Dick Ward of the Week there right here, man.
But now listen, if they would have to
eliminate,
get a
penis shape
That's
award.
cool, man. It's cool.
Usually
it's cool.
10 laws for every new one they make.
Yeah.
It would probably take 10 years before we'd get rid of all the bullshit laws that we don't need on the books. And they don't really need to make that many new ones.
Well, here's another story for you, Pops. In Colesville, New York, authorities say an Uber passenger, you know what Uber is, right, Pops? That's like a taxi service where you have a phone app on your cell phone.
What is
Uber, it's kind of like a taxi service.
Oh, okay.
Where anybody with a newer vehicle can register with Uber if they have a clean driving record and a clean background check. And instead of calling a cab, you go on your cell phone, you use the app, and you find an Uber driver that's near you, and they'll come pick you up, and you pay for it over your phone. There's no money exchanged.
Yeah.
So there's an Uber driver that had a passenger in New York, and the state police say that a 20-year-old New York City resident named Juan Carlos. What is that? Dick and Balls?
That's Pop's award for this week.
Oh, okay. Jay, what do you think? State police say 20-year-old New York City resident Juan Carlos hired
Guilty.
hired the car in Philadelphia to take him 200 miles to central New York. Police say the driver asked Carlos to please take the wheel Saturday while he napped.